195, just missed it. Can he rectify the problem? Yes, he can. Just needs to stand.
These guys really have something about them, don't they? I mean, you know, they're huge, but, you know, they really love this. He doesn't take the lead because he weighed in at 153. The man who's currently in the lead at the moment, Gor Minasyan of Armenia, who took a first attempt at 195 and has a body weight of 142.10. And he's the man who's in the lead. Still got 2 attempts to come. Sorry, he's in second place. I do beg your pardon. I keep forgetting about Mr. Turmanidze in the B group.
Some pretty impressive lifting from a B group.
Yeah. So now, this is Mohamed Massoud, the African champion, 4 years senior to his teammate, weighed in at 160 kilos plus. So one of the bigger boys. And
9-kilo jump was nowhere near. Oh, suffering with that knee. Well, it doesn't look good. No, he's in quite a bit of pain there.
Yeah.
It's clearly an underlying injury because he's come onto the platform already strapped up. You've got the doctors there with him.
This is Raiko whizzing across to the paramedics. I think they might need to,
He didn't do anything bad there. I think it's just more of the fact it's an underlying issue that's flaring up.
Yeah.
It's clearly giving him some problems. I think it could take a couple of them to stretcher him off, though.
I think that's Dr. Mark Lavallée.
And then just ripping the tape off, I think.
He's not a happy person, is he?
Well, if he's got an underlying problem, trying to push your body to the limits, which he clearly is. That was a big lift, 196.
And there you can see, great to see the auditorium. This is as full as it's ever been. It's been, I have to say, a little bit disappointing during Thanksgiving week. This is a big family week when, you know, people really get together. So I think they anticipated, hope for more spectators. But today, no problem. There's a really great atmosphere for the final day of the championships. So Ruben Alexanian coming on now for his third attempt, 196 for him. Not too many lifts left, you know, and that man in the B group, he'll be in the audience somewhere, Michaela.
He
looking
will
on.
Be watching anxiously. All he needs is a few lifters to miss one or two lifts. And he could well find himself,
mind you,
in contention for a medal.
His teammate hasn't started. Dasha Talahakadze. And Ruben has to, well, rely on 192.
Good extension, just backed away from it, never fully committed.
And so the other man who hasn't started is about to, Alexei Lovchev. So Ruslan Albagov, the Russian who's won the last 2 world titles at this event with 464 and 462 last year. There's no entry totals like that in this entry. Russians haven't picked up quite as many medals as I thought they might have at the beginning of this campaign.
Well, that's a solid opener. 200 kilos, not quite enough to put him in the lead. Terminidze, Georgia still commanding that position from the B group. But surely Lovchev is going to go further.
Well, that's already a more hopeful start for this man who failed to total last year in Kazakhstan. Won the European title last season, though, with 2:05, a contribution to his total of 4:57. And so Georgia lead with Irakli Terminidze, and here comes Lasha Talakaladze, and not a good start.
Just watch the slow-mo. Never really set himself at the start, quite rushed off the floor. That could have cost him.
That 4:22 total, you know, by his teammate, it's not a million miles off the totals that were entered by the men in this final here. There's a 4:30 and a 4:32. You know, when you look at that, he's only 7-8 kilos off that B group lifter, and if there are some missed attempts here, he could find himself in quite a high-ranking position, and he could yet find himself in a medal position. I'm just looking down here. We've got Gur Manisian of Armenia, who's looking for 2:01 on his second attempt.
Zanasek is the lifter in picture, 200. He's waiting for his second attempt. The bar, again, had to be taken off the platform to be cleaned.
These are the crucial, these second attempts are so crucial, aren't they? It just gives you the freedom, if you get the second attempt, to, you know, experiment or take a risk or be conservative. You get all the choices.
Not quite the explosion we needed through the middle. Didn't generate enough upward momentum. He's going to be disappointed. One attempt remaining. This does limit how far he can progress. It's doubtful now that he's going to overtake Terminidze from the B group. Probably going to come out on 200 again.
Talakaladze now. Well, similar sort of situation. This is a crucial second attempt.
That's better, much more convincing.
Well, that was chalk and cheese, wasn't it? I mean, what a difference between first and second attempts.
Just wonder how much rest time he'd had between his last warm-up attempt and coming out onto the platform. Sometimes, if it's too long, you can look a bit sluggish, but there was two different lifters there. Here, he looked much more convincing, much sharper.
Yeah, well, the speed, the pace, the explosion was so different. So where are we going now?
Number 12 is Zanasek. What weight does he want? So number 10, Talakaladze, has gone 210, 10-kilo jump, has he?
So Gur Manisian, who was leading, has 195, going for 2:01.
Yep, 2:01. Oh, look how close the bar is to his head. Just received the bar with his feet so wide as well. Surely that's going to be putting excess pressure on their hip joint, but that's his style.
Only 21, this guy. Junior world bronze medalist 2-3 years ago. Was a silver medalist in the Youth Olympic Games some 5 years ago when promise was Talakadze now. No more margins for error.
Now, Zanasek 201. Good recovery, bearing in mind he'd missed the 200 on his second. Really good recovery. Took the gamble to go up by a kilo to try and stay with his opposition, and it's paid off.
So Minassian now, 201 for him.
Oh, near enough power snatch there. Well, that was more aggressive than the previous attempt, and a lot more confident overhead. It's a really good run of lifts, 195, 201, 203.
And into the overall lead, finally getting into first place, overtaking Tomanidze from the B group, 202.
And what a personal best. I have him down as doing a 191 previously. That's a huge improvement on this kind of platform.
Well, it is, but we've also got the added complication that he served an enforced holiday after the European Championships in 2013. We haven't seen much of him, 21 years of age. Very disappointing that someone gets or behaves like that at such an early age, but he's come back, and as I said, you know, very impressive so far, leading for Armenia.
Nice lifting, 206 kilos. Lovchev really making progress now and showing that he's here and means business. Super impressive. Really good extension, speed under the bar. Well, let's see what everybody else is going to choose now. I've got Talakadze of Georgia gone to 210. Is he actually coming out on 210? Surely not. What's Lovchev gone for? 211, so
well,
maybe...
Lovchev just going up the odd kilo, that's expected. Well, 207 for his third attempt. But he is heavier than Lovchev, so he needs to take the extra kilo.
And he's got it. Well, minor blip at the start of the competition, and that's probably why he's shaking his head. That's limited how far he was able to progress, but a really good recovery, 207. Question is now, we've got two lifters remaining in the competition. Masoud of Egypt and Lovchev of Russia. Have I missed something?
Well, of course, Masoud was injured, so we don't know.
I'm assuming he's not coming out for any more attempts. It hasn't flashed up on the scoreboard yet, so here we go. Lovchev.
Indeed. Lovchev coming out here, and 211.
Well, this is a bit of a gamble, David.
Yeah.
Looking at the weights they've posted on the clean and jerk, both Talakadze and Lovchev both have 240. He doesn't need this weight for the gold medal. He only needs 208. He's gone to 11, try and take an advantage into the clean and jerk.
Just to finish off the first half really nicely. and put Russia in a strong position for this super heavyweight.
Well, clearly confident in his ability. 3 out of 3.
Weighed in at 140, just a little over that. And of course, Talakadze, he had 207 kilos as well, but 155. So body weight determining the medals here. And it's Lovchev of Russia who's going to take the gold medal. Masoud does have one more attempt, but no indication that he's going to come out. And in fact, there is now. We've just seen a little note come up on the computer to say that he's scratched. Now, what it does mean is that Irakli Tumanidze of Georgia actually takes the bronze medal. Oh, sorry, he's in 4th place. So Gor Manisyan of Armenia takes the bronze. So Lovchev back into the warm-up room, and first part very good, 3 out of 3, decent advantage. But as you can see there, the 211 kilos gives him a 4-kilo advantage over Talakadze of Georgia, then Gor Manisyan of Armenia, and then, as I corrected a moment ago, Irakli Tumanidze in 4th place. Well, this is Toychiev of Turkmenistan, and he's almost got caught out here because it was going to be Almar Velagic, but he's got the bar up to 228. So 226 for the first attempt of this man from Turkmenistan, lying in 12th place, 190 kilos being brought forward from the first half. And this would only put him into 3rd place in the clean and jerk, because there are 2 men from the B group who achieved 230 kilos earlier in the day. More of that in a minute. First attempt, Turkmenistan.
Well, it's not the most explosive lift we've seen. A little sluggish. It's soft in the receiving position. But nonetheless, it's a good lift. He's in the competition.
Puts him into 2nd place overall.
Just see here, dropped his chest as he stood up. That's why he had to take a step forwards. Position overhead is good, just not quite as dynamic as we'd like to see it.
And this is such a tight clean and jerk competition. When I look at the first attempt, ranging from that 226 but up to 240, so only really 14 kilos between all of the 12 contestants. Janasek, 227, just a kilo extra, 5th place at the halfway stage.
Oh, working hard to stand up, just adjust the hands a bit wider to make the jerk a little easier. Good overhead position. And that's him safely in the competition. He has a total.
So just to bring you up to date with the exploits of those men who competed earlier in the day in the B group, there were 2 men who achieved 230 kilos. Yuri Orseg of the Czech Republic and the Iranian Bahadur Mulai on his way to a total of 406. And here's the man who's put up his opening attempt here, Almar Velagic, and you can see 228. That's a couple of kilos better. But he's got to make every one of these and then hope that people start falling by the wayside if he's to get in the medals.
Soft in the elbows, but he'll be okay. These are big weights now, taking a lot of effort taking a tremendous amount of energy from these guys. Heart rate will go from fairly resting right up to maximum in that split second it takes to lift the weight. They now need a good 2, 3, 4 minutes to recover. And nothing worse than following yourself.
Of course, Germany had the Olympic champion in 2008, Matthew Steiner, formerly of Austria, but found a place in Germany where he was given even more support, and still today one of the popular personalities on lots of chat shows. And Matteo Steiner. So Brazil, Fernando Saraiva Reis, 2 out of 3 at the halfway stage, down in 8th place, brought forward 195.
Oh, nearly loses the bar off his shoulders. Short dip. The drive manages to get it to arm's length. Well, he doesn't look too convincing on that first attempt, but he's made a total. Let's see how much further he's able to push himself. Surely the coaches are not going to put much more than 5 kilos on. Here, nearly lost it off his shoulders, needs the elbows a bit higher. Strong overhead.
So puts himself into 2nd place in the total, 3rd in the clean and jerk, and Ahmed Mohamed now. And I should just say that sadly Mohamed Massoud, the man who was injured, the African champion, eliminated, has had to retire. This is his teammate starting off pretty well.
Well, Ahmed Mohamed, what a first attempt. Very convincing, really positive body language as he stepped foot onto the platform. 2:30 on the board. Thumbs up from the coach. Stands strong. Very quickly into the jerk phase, that's allowed, so long as his body stays stationary just for a split second.
So he weighed in at 139.88, and the men who lifted 230 in the B group, 125 for Yuri Orsag and 141 for the Iranian. So lighter than one, heavier than the other. Chen, 3 decent attempts in the first half of the competition. 231 on the bar.
Ooh, nearly lost the clean. Really good overhead, solid arm lock. He was lucky there. That clean nearly pulled him forwards. He was right on his toes.
Had his birthday yesterday. Probably no opportunity to celebrate, but 6 out of 6 would be a good way to come off the platform at the end of the championships.
Just see there, virtually no push with the arms, it's a drive with the legs, splits wide and literally catches the bar at arm's length. That's how it should be done.
Interesting when you consider that was 231. Asian Games, or Asian Championships I should say, this year, 245.
Well, based on that performance, I can clearly see why he's capable of so much more. I think we're going to see probably a fairly big increase between first and second attempts. Twitchev, 233. Up 6 kilos. Up 7 kilos, sorry. And bar went straight to arm's length. Saluting the crowd. Thank you very much, I'll take that one.
Enjoying himself, isn't he?
Well, he's having a pretty good run of it at the moment. Personal best in the snatch, 2 good attempts. Quite low with the chest as he comes off the floor, but manages to recover.
It's amazing how the divisions of the former Soviet Union have given so many opportunities to so many athletes in a whole range of sports to come through to work at world level, but most importantly, have their chance to go to the Olympic Games. So Janasek now, and this for the overall lead. Or should I say an enhancement of it.
Good overhead. Oh, there's a bit of a smile now. He still has one attempt to come, but that is a personal best by 3 kilos.
Yeah, and it's 6 kilos up, so he was on 428, so now on 434.
Really good technically. It's acceleration through the middle phase. Good overhead, just leaves the hips a fraction behind the bar, hence the stagger forwards.
Germany, Almir Velagic now coming out for his second attempt, and he's going from 288 to 233, so a 5 kilo increase to take him to 428.
His left arm out right as we look at it, never looked to be locked, but that's okay. He held it on a bent arm, there was no movement. Should be okay, and he is.
That's 5 out of 6. Well, I did say I was confident, didn't I, about Almir?
You said you were confident about him getting on the podium. I'm confident
about
I said
he had to lift 6 out of 6 to do it, and he's, you know... Maybe he won't get a medal, but if he gets 6 out of 6, I'm still thinking that that's a really good performance by him. What's his total now, Almir? 428. That's a PB.
Well, Minassian, that's on 234 there.
Yeah, that's his opener. Remember, the bronze medalist at the halfway stage, add 203 to that, so that's 437 kilos.
Well, if he's going to secure a medal overall, then consistency on the clean and jerk, just like he did on the snatch, is absolutely critical. A lot of movement going on here. The table, this is where all the coaches change their choices of weights for the athletes. It must be an absolute nightmare of a job, especially when all of the lifters are still left in the competition, and
well,
it is so close.
All the more so because everybody is so close, and a kilo mistake here could be very expensive.
And 237, Zanasek.
That would be a 4 kilo increase. At the moment, Gor Manisian is the man who has the advantage. Janasek in second place, and Velagic at the moment in overall third.
237 for Velagic as well. He's also opting for a 4-kilo increase.
Well, it'll be his last throw of the dice, won't it?
Well, it will, because the bar automatically increases by 1 kilo. The coaches then have 2 further attempts to change the weight. Once they've changed it twice, that's it. They can't keep messing around. So they have to be very selective over their choice of weight.
Well, when you consider that Lovchev has posted 240, the man who leads the competition at the halfway stage by 4 kilos, representing Russia, and Mart Saim, I know he's very confident about his clean and jerk, but I just hope that he's not overconfident. Mart, who's got quite a bit of catching up to do, he's on 190, and that's a long way behind the leader, but maybe looking for clean and jerk honours. So Janasek now on 237. Still plenty of men to start. There are 4 men in the wings who've yet to come out and start their clean and jerk attempts. So this will take him to 438, Janasek.
Does not have the legs to stand.
And he's left with 434, which is a new personal best for him. So actually there are a lot of men who are hitting their personal targets, if not necessarily the medals. Janasek at the moment still second overall, but I don't think for too much longer. This is just about as fast a heavyweight, a super heavyweight competition as I can remember, just in the pace of the competition.
Well, it's quick for the simple reason that none of these athletes are having to follow themselves. It's one lifter after another. And until the previous attempt, we had every single lifter in the competition. So it really is nip and tuck, cat and mouse. It's moving so quickly.
Talakadze for Georgia, and that's a straightforward clean, very strong.
Well, very slow overhead, but like you said, very strong. 238 catapults him up into the lead.
445. So zooms right up the table. Talakadze was lying in second place, of course, at the halfway stage, but that's a very useful opener. Just disappointing that there are athletes who've infringed the rules and have been involved all the way through these championships, but of course that can't happen anymore now with the new WADA rulings and the 4-year life bans. So Tochiev. So this is for 5 out of 6, and as you put it the other day, no man's land.
Or was he going to get that? I thought there was movement in the elbows. Majority decision, good lift. Centre referee picked up on it. Well,
he did all the right things, though, to convince everybody it was a good lift.
Yes, he did, and that is a tremendous personal best. 12 kilos up on his previous best clean and jerk.
Yeah, 423, best overall total 415, so it's been a really good performance. Now, can he make it a clean sweep of 6 good lifts out of 6? The bar has gone up 5 kilos. Working hard.
Oh, short on the drive, but he manages to hold it. His left elbow slightly flexed, but it never straightened, so again, he's going to be fine.
Yeah.
Do you
Love
think
it.
he's chuffed?
Yeah, great.
Well, previous best, 235, so yeah, that's another personal best. Great lifting.
Yeah, 4:33 for Almir. You can't, I mean, really, you know, what he's fighting for is to try and get a place by right at the Olympic Games. I mean, that's what this is all about. He went to Beijing, he went to London. He's been 8th in the Olympic Games on 2 occasions.
Well, you've got to remember as well, this guy now is 33 years of age, so it's tremendous to see athletes of that age still progressing, still moving forward. It just proves that age really is no limit.
Well, I think that Almir's performance has given him every chance of actually getting a 3rd Olympic opportunity.
I think so as well.
You know, I mean, you know how hard it is to get to the Olympic Games, Mikhaila. It's particularly in countries where this sport doesn't have a great reservoir of talent, and Germany at the moment isn't the force numerically that it once was. No,
and he's going to have to be probably top 15 in the world rankings to qualify himself a place, but today's performance is going to go a good way to doing that.
10 kilos up here, 425 to 435, that's what the Brazilian's looking for. Out of the medals at the moment. Oh, and still out of the medals. And I think he's really going to have to take that again. Meanwhile, Alexei Lovchev has put his opening weight up to 242 for his first attempt.
Well, remember, he carries a good advantage coming into the snatch as well, so that's going to put the pressure on everybody else to try and stay with him. And
the Armenian Ruben Alexanyan also going up a kilo. And Mart Syme still on 241 for his opening attempt.
We've seen a super wide foot positioning from Minassian. It must be so hard to stand up from that position. But he just dropped his chest. 242nd attempt, no lift. See here as he catches the bar, elbows down, just off balance.
Plenty of determination. Medal opportunities evaporating really, but at least this would help his cause. His destiny would still be in the hands of others, even if he makes it, but it would be really good if he does.
Oh, great leg strength. Oh, not quite, just pushed himself away from the bar. Not quite enough leg drive. Well, he's left with only one clean and jerk, back on 230, total of 425.
Yeah, he's just a couple of kilos shy of what he did in the Pan American Games this season. So a touch disappointing.
I think on this occasion, fair to say that the 10 kilo increase was maybe a bit too much. Oh, same way for Minassian. 2 failures at 140. He's left back on 234.
My man Velagic still in the clean and jerk medal position.
Still got 3 that haven't started yet.
I know. Only man at the moment who's made 6 out of 6, though.
Just look at the scoreboard, compare this to yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Far more blue lights on the board, signifying good lifts compared to reds.
I think the interesting thing, like the German lifter, when you produce that sort of result and you find yourself back home, you know, when you're looking for financial support, those 6 good attempts, that's when you get the reward, because everybody knows that you've absolutely done your best. And when you produce the personal best, that sort of just underlines it. So Mart Syme being just held up momentarily here, 241. No, he only got 190 and down in 13th place at the halfway stage. So 431 to pull himself up, and well, let's see what he is made of if he makes this first attempt. He's very, very ambitious, but I hope he's not too ambitious. So where I think he lies, where I think he has his chance, Michele, is really in this, the clean and jerk competition. Is he good enough to earn himself a medal? 3 steps towards it. This is the first one.
Well, that was impressive. We can see him shaking under the bar. Fighting hard, needs to keep pushing, needs to keep holding it there. Just.
Yeah, for a moment there, I just thought he was going to lose that. Those arms were going to become unlocked, but...
It wouldn't surprise me if he went dizzy after the clean. Just the way he was standing, shaking underneath the bar, having stood up so comfortably. Just here, body is quivering. Really hard to stay composed when your body is out of control. Back leg straight, pulls the hips slightly behind the bar. Well, Alex Sanyan here, first attempt, 241. This will put him in the lead on the clean and jerk, but only 5th overall. Using the full amount of time, he knows exactly how long he has left. And an interesting start. Didn't even look at the bar to see where he was placing his hands. I've seen 1 or 2 lifters do that before.
Well, I suppose you could say he does it his way.
Very, very strong lifting.
So up into first place in the clean and jerk, 5th overall on 433. The man who's leading at the moment, Talakadze overall.
Ahmed Mohamed, so strong overhead, great elbow lock. Never any question whether or not his arms are straight.
And that's a big lift, you know, that's 11 kilos up there, and he's really trying to move himself up. He's got 1 more attempt, but those 11 kilos taking him from 418 to 429. Still got a lot of work to do. But of course he leads in the clean and jerk, so that's the effect of putting 241 on the bar and making it. It's a really good vibe and atmosphere around this competition.
Well, this is hotting up to be a very closely contested battle. The only lifter yet to start is Alexei Lovchev of Russia, who is the gold medalist from the snatch.
Yeah, and that's only a kilo away, but this is Chetan
Well,
241. He was taking a 10-kilo increase.
10-kilo increase, and it quite simply spat him out the back door.
Now, he's got a choice here whether he puts it up a kilo and buys a little time and lets Lovchev come in.
No, take the same weight again.
But I think you're right. I think he's going to have to follow himself. So currently in the lead overall, it's Lasha Talakhadze of Georgia with a total of 445.
It is. Lovchev is walking to the platform, but it's not his lift. So he's going to get out there and I think be called back. I'm sure it's Chen following himself on 241.
No, and yep.
There we are. Let's take a steady walk back, shall we? It would have been him had Chen succeeded with the 241. Clearly the Russian coaches weren't paying much notice to the previous attempt.
So Talakhadze of Georgia, 445. In second place is Gor Manisyan. He's finished his lifting on 437. He's in second place. And third overall, Yahani Janasek of Belarus also finished on 434. So at the moment, Talakhadze with still 2 attempts to come in a pretty good position. So Chen now going for this 10-kilo increase. And this would take him to 436, which would put him into the overall bronze medal position for a moment. Well, that's certainly better.
Oh, really good in the jerk phase. Well, that 10-kilo increase did pay off in the end. Good recovery, good focus.
But he helped himself with a decent clean.
Yeah, you can't sit at the bottom, waste so much energy or get spat out the back. You've got to be standing up confidently, which he was able to do that time.
So we got Lovchev about to come in with 3 attempts. Martsaim of Estonia with 2. We've got Ahmed Mohammed with 1. And Talakhadze with 2. And Alexian with 2. So Lovchev, first attempt, 242. And remember, by 4 kilos, the leader at the halfway stage. Russia trying to make it a hat-trick of victories in the men's super heavyweight class. Ruslan Albakov, the man who lifted the title in 2013 and 2014.
Oh, that was easy. Well, that's a pretty convincing opening attempt.
He's a different man a year on, isn't he? From no total in 2014. And he's done 257. He ran into trouble last year in the first half of the competition in the snatch phase, but he did 257 in the clean and jerk.
Well, let's see how much further he's going to progress. Probably looking 8 kilos or so. He's going to take 250 maybe.
Number 4, 50. Yes.
And the cameraman can't quite get to the sheets of paper.
2, 3. No, you can't. No. You must have it straight. You must have it straight.
Asking for a
2,
2, 4, 5? No, too late. Already 2, 4, 6.
2, 4, 6.
Ah, I see. So what they're saying is the
Yeah.
bar has already been loaded to 246, therefore he has to take at least that. I don't know how that's possible if he hasn't opted for that next weight.
Yes, he can have
Unless he's
2, 4,
bringing the
6.
weight down. Who was it?
No problem.
Number 7. He should be allowed to choose whichever weight he wants, because the bar shouldn't have gone above.
Number is 4, 7.
4-7. 4-7 for Ahmed Mohammed.
Just to clarify, Lovechev has gone for 250 as well. Well, this is where the medals are being played out. That's why the coaches are watching very closely and making small changes.
So exactly what Ahmed Mohammed, what is he on?
I'm not sure. I think it's 247.
Well, that's what I thought.
Well, but yeah, if we're seeing Talakadze coming out, he's on 247, so it must be. Well, no.
No.
246. Alexanyan.
Well, Ruben wanted 247.
That's a 5 kilo increase for Alexanyan. This would be enough to put him into medal position.
In the clean and jerk, but not overall. Oh, hang on a second. Just let me correct that. That would take him to 5 kilos, 438.
Third in the total,
Third.
successful.
Yeah.
Oh, strong clean again. Trying to push with the arms, need to drive with the legs. Is he holding on to their hamstring? Hamstrings don't often come into play in weightlifting, but he's holding something at the back of his knee. Just asking for a minute. If you look at the position of his back foot pointing out to the side slightly, that may have caused something to tweak. Ideally, you want both feet pointing forwards, so the knee is able to flex in a more natural range. Well, he needs that lift if he's going to have a chance of a medal. Is that him out of the competition now? We'll have to wait and see. Well, I guess the bar is still on 246, and it's going to be Alexanyan called again, so he's going to have 2 minutes. Talakadze, who's in picture right now, he's just going to have to wait and see what the Armenians decide to do.
Yeah, because the Egyptian, Ahmed Mohammed, put the bar up to 247 for him. So what are they going to do here with Ruben? Well,
they put the bar up for Alexanyan
to
to
get
buy
the
him a bit of
necessary time, And Talakadze, at the moment, Talakadze in overall second place behind Lovechev.
So strong. Flexion in the right elbow, maybe. Yeah, even the guys watching here were unsure. They weren't celebrating, and I agree with that decision. I thought it was a press out in the right arm.
Yeah, he was going for the lead, but he's going to have to try again.
Well, the coaches from this side are questioning, but they won't have seen it from where they were stood. Can't see it from this angle either. Here we go. On the left of our screen.
Yeah, very clear.
Well, the crowd can boo all they like, but the rules are the rules. And some of the Georgian supporters there saw what happened, because they weren't even clapping at the end. They were looking anxiously towards the scoreboard.
I think one of the issues is, I don't think the way this is set up here, that there's a video screen where those supporters can actually see what's actually happened. And suddenly, the complexion of this championship is changing with these failures. Lovechev looking in command with 453 kilos. Still the leader in the clean and jerk, leader in the overall. Talakadze holding on to second place at the moment, and still Gormanisian, who's finished his lifting, the Armenian, in the overall bronze medal position. So once these extra 9 kilos, which would give him 4:54 and put him up into overall first place. And Alexian of Armenia has decided to call it a day. Obviously, the injury is something he can't get over in sufficient time. So this for the lead, the overall lead, 4:54 kilos. If he makes it, would be his total. Good drive.
No problems this time. Let's put him up into the lead. Pressure now back on Lovchev.
However, that second attempt, it really limited his opportunities because he can do no more now.
Really strong, standing out of the clean. Much better drive to arm's length.
Mart Syme, here he is. And I pointed out early on that his target would be a medal in the clean and jerk. And this is what he's after, 2:48, which would give him first place in the clean and jerk. It would actually, with the increase in kilos, take him up to 4:38. And apologies if you've lost pictures.
Timing.
And we'll try and... no, we're back. I hope you're back. We're back. Mart Syme. Oh, no.
Well, that's the weight he needs. This is the right choice.
But I've seen this all too often with him, you know.
Well, if he can stand with it, you'd like to think he's going to jerk it, but that looks super heavy. Just looking at the scoreboard as well, Lovchev has brought his weight down to 2:48. This is a weight that would put Lovchev back into the lead.
Well, so Lovchev, this is a 6-kilo increase, and it is only his second attempt. It would put him to 4:59 kilos. On paper, at least, this is doable. Very different in this theatre, in this atmosphere, at this moment. Yes.
There's your world champion in the men's supers 2015, Alexei Lovchev.
And Russia get their third 105 super heavyweight championship of the world in a row. Mart Syme can't catch him, but he does have one more attempt to go for the clean and jerk gold.
Well, I'm not sure he's going to take any more. He'll probably take the same weight again and try and secure a medal overall rather than worrying about the gold on the jerk.
Well, yes, there is that thought, but also the fact is he weighed in at 151, almost 152 kilos. That's Mart Syme. Lovchev here at 140 kilos, so he's got 4:59. So it's all down to Mart Syme to try and pull this off, to, well, effectively get a silver medal in the clean and jerk, because he's got the heavier body weight, but he could get an overall bronze. So this is a huge moment for him. The clean is the clue. If he can get it economically.
He stood.
Now.
He's got a chance. Oh, look at the body shaking.
On the podium for Estonia. Come on, come on, come
He's
on.
holding it on bent arms. I don't know, he might be all right.
I think he's going to get that.
Well, that is an immense effort. Centre referee not overly convinced. To me, looked like he held it on bent arms. Not as impressive as his first attempt, but just look how hard he's having to work just to stand with the bar. Whole body is quivering. Good fight all the way to the end.
Well, Lovchev obviously is not going to be insulted by that, is he? I mean, he's going to come out and, you know, he's going to take, what's he going to take?
What's the world record?
The world record is 263,
well,
so he's going for the world record. So he's going to go for the world record. And he's going for the record of Hossein Rezazadeh.
This is a 16 kilo increase. Really?
And this record was set by the great Iranian back in Athens 2004 in the Olympic Games, which he won. And I'm just looking here. So what's the number of kilo increases here? 16 kilo increase. So 79. I'm just looking at the overall, because the overall world championship is 472. So 459 add 16, that's 475.
Total world record as well.
He's going for the 2.
Goodness me. This is a huge, not just a huge weight, quite clearly, but this is a huge increase.
Well, 264, he's never done this. Certainly not on a competition stage. 257 is his best. So this represents a 7 kilo personal best to do it. And Lovchev, well, this would be quite something. I'll tell you what, it'd be quite something if he cleans this. Well, he's got the whole Houston auditorium on his side. He has, at the moment, all 3 gold medals. But this would be something truly special, to break the super heavyweight clean and jerk and total overall world records of Hossein Rezazadeh. The total which has stood since Sydney 2000, the clean and jerk since Athens.
And he's cleaned it.
Oh. Unbelievable. Stand still. He's got it. He has got it.
Wow.
He has got it. He has got the world clean and jerk and total record. And I really didn't expect that to happen tonight.
Unbelievable. I cannot believe he just did that.
Unreal.
What a lift. And that is not just a sign of physical strength, that is a sign of mental strength. To be able to take that kind of increase, you have to have that self-belief, that self-confidence.
And suddenly there's a whole different performance or perspective on the Russian performance. 26 years of age, Alexei Lovchev. And there's Dr. Tamas Ayan, the president of the International Weightlifting Federation, in the wings. I don't know whether he sensed that Lovchev could do it, but look at this. What a drive, what a fight. Look at those feet in line. Unbelievable. That is a record to keep in your mind, to visualize. Hossein Rezazadeh has suddenly, unexpectedly, lost 2 great world records, and Lovchev, absolutely brilliant. And I'll tell you, that really is bringing us back to the days of great super heavyweights, isn't they? Alexeyev and Chemurkin, 98, 99, he was the winner for Russia. And as I said, during the competition, Ruslan Albagov, who won it with a modest 462. But this is something else. This is something else. 475. And Alexei Lovchev, who has collected also all 3 gold medals. Snatch, clean and jerk, you can see here. And that's a massive, performance by Mart Syme there to get the silver in the clean and jerk. Talakadze of Georgia getting the clean and jerk bronze. But what a way to end the men's competition, and still the women's super heavyweight to come, and still the total result to come. And this will be one to relish. And with that, and those 3 gold medals, there's Mart Syme, absolutely delighted. Russia have eclipsed China. They have gone into overall first place in the medals. Lovchev 475, Talakadze 454, Mart Syme of Estonia.
Right now, all Virgin Media